Hello everybody, welcome to the very first Jim Will Shave. Why am I doing this? Well, it's week 5, week 6, lockdown now, living on my own. I was just having a conversation with the kettle and the steam iron. I said, hey Jim, why don't you do one of those YouTube shaving videos? So here I am. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replicate my very first ever proper wet shave. Traditional wet shave, that is. Why traditional wet shaving? Well, spent many years using rotary electric shavers, totally wrecked my skin. Electric shavers themselves are quite expensive, replacing the blades even more expensive. I've tried the nasty cartridges, very, very expensive. And I've also tried the cheap, nasty, throwaway disposable razors. Not a good issue this time because of the issue with first use plastics, etc. But maybe that'll be a thing of the past soon, so you never know. So here we are, I'm going to replicate my first shave, my first proper traditional wet shave. Now most guys, you'll probably go online, whatever, and a lot of guys end up with what I call the Wilkinson Sword Trio. And this is what we have here. It's the Wilkinson Sword Classic razor, very cheap, less than £15 I think. It's, it is, nice and shiny. It's quite a stylish razor for the price. It's not bad at all, look at that, lovely. It's got a long handle, longer than the razors I shave with today. Here we go. It's we've got a butterfly razor, unscrew the bottom here, opens up, let's get this focused, there you go, there's the doors. Now with this, you'd get these supermarkets, Amazon, eBay, you'll probably pick up these blades at the same time. Wilkinson Sword, not the sharpest blades, but they're smooth, PTFE coated, so it's a good first time blade. You shouldn't go far wrong using these. Right, to load the blade, they come wrapped in wax paper, which is good, you know the blade's protected. And you just simply pop the blade in there like so. You screw up to close the gates. First thing you need to check, that the blade alignment. Make sure the blade's nice and level. Otherwise it'll be like shaving with a potato peeler. It's fine. So there we are. Wilkinson Sword, classic razor, very cheap. Loaded with a brand new Wilkinson Sword blade. Made in Germany, the blade. You do get Wilkinson swords which are made in India, made by Gillette. It's a totally different thing. One thing you do have to be aware of on this razor, the overhangs here. The blade actually protrudes either side of the razor head, the edge of the blade there. Obviously it's not the sharp edge, but you've got to be careful around the nose. Just be aware of that. Around the ears also, you don't be catching yourself there. Okay. Now then, Wilkinson Sword salt bowl again. Supermarkets, but you think about £3.50. Good starting point. I don't use it anymore, but I did start using this, so I'll use it for this. Also, the brush. Again, Wilkinson Sword brush. Again, I think it's less than £4 in the supermarkets. It's boar bristle. When you first use these, it's important to give it a good soak for about 20 minutes in tepid water, not hot. Hot water will destroy the knots, it'll play havoc with the glue there and you'll start to lose a few bristles. You lose bristles anyway when they're brand new, but that's normal with any new brush. So, pre-shave. Basically, at this stage, my first shave, I didn't know about pre-shave creams, pre-shave oils. So it's just a case of having a hot shower or washing the face with soap and hot water. As you know, That softens the bristles up nicely. But I am going to use a little bit of a pre-shave here. This is actually shaving oil, it's not a pre-shave oil. It comes from Sainsbury's, 99p a bottle. Can't go wrong. So I'm just going to put this on as a base. It's 9 pumps. It's a nice menthol smell, aroma. Just gives a little bit of a base for the soap. Helps the hair stand on end. So why have I decided to do this YouTube video? Well, I think we're on week 5, week 6 of lockdown now. I was just having I live on my own, so I'm total isolation, and I was just having a conversation with the steam kettle on the steam iron on the kettle, and they said, Jim, why don't you do one of those YouTube shaving videos? So here I am. This is how I started off in traditional wet shaving again. I'd had a few attempts over the years, got a couple of scars to prove it, made a total mess of it. So when I very first started, this is what I did. I went onto YouTube for tutorials to see how other guys were doing it, and helped me a lot. So here goes. So it's the pre-shave oil on. I'll take the brush, strip it out. This pretty leather soap. It's a nice clean smell. It's a very hard soap, you can't press your finger in. Right, so we just put the brush into the soap and swirl. Biggest mistake I made when I first started, used to get a little bit of soap on the brush, used to paint it on the face. It wasn't enough. There was no protection there, there was no cushion, nothing. So load that brush up as much as you can. On the subject of soaps, traditional shaving tend to shy away from shaving foams in cans, shaving gels, nasty chemicals, not good for the skin at all. See, so it's quite an old brush this, it's had lots of use, So when you get them new, they are a bit rough, hard to bed in. I don't use this anymore, just for the purposes of the video here. So, let's start to lather. Quite impressed so far. See, when I first started traditional shaving, the lather would have been nowhere near. What I've got on here, it literally would have been a thin coat. As a result, I end up with irritation, skin irritation. I've got very, very sensitive skin. So I like a nice lather, and I must say, this Wilkinson sword seems better. When I used to use it, used to be in a blue bowl, it now comes in this black bowl. I don't know if the formula's changed any. Great spray the brush, see that? Spray the brush, press it in, work that soap. At the same time, you're exfoliating the skin, and you're making those hairs stand on end. So this will take a little bit of more water. So just dip the tips in the water. Water as well, don't go for boiling hot water. Warm, tepid, less irritation. It's very, very hard soap, it will take a lot of water. This is one of the rituals of traditional shaving that I love lathering up. That's way more richer than I used to remember. Yes, as I say, it's first time I've done one of these YouTube shaving videos. Jim will shave. So if you do happen to stumble upon it on YouTube, hit subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Oh, look at that. Look at that. For a real cheap budget soap. You get these blades, that razor, brush, soap, maybe less than 25 quid wherever you go. You've got the Wilkinson sword sites, you've got eBay, Amazon. You've also got the high street, Sainsbury's, Boots. See this, at the moment, this soap, it just feels like some of the artisan soaps used, which can cost £10 or more per 100 grams. And I would say this is probably one of the most important stages of the shave. I'm going to do a 3-pass shave today. I'm going to go with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. I'm looking for what's called a BBS shave. BBS, baby's butt smooth, baby's bum smooth, whatever you want to say, whatever you are. Just dip the tips again. I love that floppy sound. Flop, flop, flop off the bush. Lovely. Yeah, so I say if you do stumble upon this video online, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I won't be watching it. That would just be strange. Imagine my girlfriend phoning me up, what are you doing now, Jim? Oh, just watching myself shave. Really? Okay, dear. It was nice knowing you. Been a pleasure. Lather it along the lips. Wet the blade. So let's start. Wilkinson sword classic, brand new Wilkinson sword blade with the grain. It's a very, very mild razor. That means the gap between the blade, listen to that feedback off the blade. The gap between the blade and the safety bar here is very small, but you can still cut yourself, and in fact I'm pretty sure you'll see blood here today because I had a bit of a zit there, spot, pluke, whatever you want to call it, and I've spent the last week shaving over it, shaving the head off, so it's doesn't hurt, but things like that take time to heal. Next door's dogs barking away. Tricky areas. Now I'm hardly applying any, well, I'm applying no pressure. I'm just letting the weight of the razor rest on the skin. One of the very, very first mistakes I ever did with double edge shaving, I pressed the razor in as I was using a bic, a cartridge. You don't want to be doing that with a traditional razor. You will cut. So you just Gently, gently, short strokes. Let the weight of the razor rest against the skin. Apply no pressure or very, very, very little. See, blood. It's a long time since I've used this razor. It's a very long handle. You actually do need short little strokes to this razor with the blade gap being so small between the bar and the blade. Just take your time. One of the razors that I use now, it's called the Lupo. It's made of aluminium, really, really light. Get a light and fast shave of that razor. Keep rinsing the head and rotating the razor regular. That way, both sides of the blade will get even wear. Should get about 4 shaves from one blade. Right, the nose, there we go. The nose, another tricky area. Just force your lip down. It's a cheap soap, but in touch with what you can feel, it's quite slick. Residual slickness, it's quite good. Okay. It's important to map your face, as I said, with the grain, across the grain, against the grain. So when you have a bit of stubble, have a good feel around. Grain on the face normally goes top to bottom. Grain on the neck normally goes from bottom towards chin, but the throat's a problem area because the grain can change. I have some that goes that way, I have some that goes vertically, so you really need to map it out so you know what you're doing. Okay, so with the grain on the neck. It's another problem area for when you start with shaving the neck for irritation. Don't overdo it. Good audio feedback there from the blade. Just doing this job. Should have put that phone in flight mode. Okay, pass number 1. Hey, let's lather up for pass number 2. Small brush, great deal of lather. Take the brush back to the saw, reload. Don't need as much this time. Yeah, this Wilkinson Sword Trio, I say it's a very, very cheap way to get started. Pack of 10 blades, you'll get 40 shaves out of that. Probably about £3 for 40 shaves. As opposed to how much for quartz. Just listening out for a postman. I'm expecting a delivery of a leaf razor from the United States for head shaving. It's been almost a month now, but under the conditions, it's understandable. Across the grain. If you blow your cheeks out like that, helps. Very light around the chin. Don't worry about nicks and cuts. We have ways of dealing with that. Styptic pencils, whatever, Allen blocks. But this is a fair shave. I didn't know about all this stuff on my fair shave, so this is what I'm replicating. This is where you have to watch the overhang of the blade here. You want to catch your nostrils. I have very, very sensitive skin, so when I started this, I really felt it around the neck area, irritation afterwards. Key is, lather up, plenty. If you feel any irritation or pain while shaving, stop. Come back another day. It settles down quickly. Again, we have ways of dealing with irritation. A cheap bottle of witch hazel from Boots for one. But if you like this way of shaving, you get into it, possibilities are endless. Handmade partisan Italian soaps, aftershaves, self-pampering. Okay, across the grain, so I'll go down now on the neck. My skin here used to be terrible from when I was shaving with electric shavers, full of ingrown hairs. The hairs had actually grown out while still under the skin, so I was left with lots of horrible little warts, and oh, it's horrible. So when I very first wet shaved properly, I basically shaved them all off. The wash basin, it looked like a slaughterman's hand wash. Yeah, the blood was everywhere. But it was basically surgical exfoliation. That's basically what I did. I shaved all those nasty things off. Now my skin on my neck, it's better than it's been since I was a teenager. Probably better because when I was a teenager I was full of acne. So see, if you do start off, expect a bit of blood, bit of irritation. Don't be put off. Crack on. Rinse off. What I'm doing here, there is some residual slickness left on the skin from that soap. I wouldn't recommend this if you're new to shaving. will cause irritation. I'll tell you what, 2 passes, it's quite good. So into the soap again. So if you have a large brush, the brush is a shaver now. This is my favourite brush. Look at that bad boy, silver tip badger. That'll hold enough lather in that one brush for a 3-pass shave alone. But don't worry too much about things like that yet. If you get into this way of shaving, you will end up on the, there is an online community, YouTube, Facebook forums, Facebook groups. You don't know where to stop spending sometimes. I mean, I've got about 30 different varieties of razor blade. I've got lots of soaps, aftershaves, shaving creams. When I say shaving creams, I don't mean shaving foam in a can, I mean shaving the tube, shaving cream in a tube. You get that for a little, it's £2 from Sainsbury's, Palmolive. So it can be as cheap or as expensive as you want this game. It's right, here we go again. Brett Stanley, if you subscribe to my channel, I'll give you this. It was actually Brett Stanley that said, you should start a YouTube channel. Your fault. So often I get to shave in my own bathroom. It's normally work away from home, normally in hotels. But due to this lockdown, okay, pass number 3, against the grain. I mean, if you're in a rush, a 2-pass shaver, do you, if you're in a rush to go to work, but a lot of wet shavers get a bit obsessive. They want to be BBS, baby bump smooth. There's lots and lots of products out there. All I can say is start off cheap, don't get carried away. You might not like it. Very mild razor. You hear a lot of reference, mild razor, aggressive razor. Let's say it's basically that blade gap between that safety bar at the front. The bigger the gap, the more aggressive the razor. That doesn't mean though that a mild razor won't cut you, or you can't get a close shave off a mild razor. You can, you just need to put a bit more work into it perhaps. A razor can actually be too mild. If you want to get BBS, baby bump smooth, you can actually overshave with a mild razor, I find, on the neck area. So I now prefer to be a little bit more aggressive. Don't learn to run before you can crawl, as they say. I never thought I'd ever use this razor again. I'm into my stainless steel razors these days. Take a bit neck against the grain. I have a funny strip against the grain that way till about there, and everything goes diagonally down. So. Very smooth blade. But no good for shaving my head. Back of my head I've got some really tough hairs. I have to use feather blades on my head. Sharpest blades in the world. Right, let's have a feel. Rinse and feel. Okay. There's the strip under there that I mentioned earlier. Everything else is great. It's what we call pickups. You've done your 3 passes, feel around, you feel a little bit of Velcro, gotta get it off, gotta get it off. Hear the feedback, the blade singing to us. Remember, very light touches. Remember years ago when I first tried a DE, I was in the RAF at the time. Didn't know a great deal about shaving. But I remember I had the razor there, and it wasn't a very mild razor, it was quite aggressive. And whilst the blade was still on the skin, I decided to move the whole head up that way. Might as well just took a craft knife to my face. Still got the scar to prove it. Shave like a man. It's great. Oh, stubble there. You learn what way to contort your face yourself. It's just a matter of experience. You can do it with your eyes shut. In fact, a few YouTube shavers recently have done a blindfolded challenge. But when I shave the back of my head, I'm basically going blindfolded because I can't see nothing. It's all done by feel. Pleased with that. Happy days. The thing we need to do now is close the pores at the skin. Hopefully it'll stop that little wee bit there. But I knew that was going to happen. It's a spot that's been there for well over a week. Just keep shaving over it. Right. Cold water. Ice cold Northumberland water. That's confused you, hasn't it? That you thought it was in the northwest of England. Nope, I'm in Northumberland. Lovely. When you're dry, don't scrub your face. You just skins had the ravages of that single edge blade. Though it's a lot better for you than a cartridge blade or a rotary electric blade. Just pat it dry. Just pat it dry. Wow. I can't believe I went up Margaret on my razors now after that shave. The razor I bought after this one was £200. Including the stand. Anything an aftershave? Not a good idea when you first start, especially with sensitive skin. I use this stuff. Is that in focus? Sterling soaps. It's a mixture of aloe vera and witch hazel. You can just go to Boots, wherever, get a cheap bottle of witch hazel, that's fine. Shake. This will re-moisturise your skin. And the witch hazel will help with the sensitivity. Really is the best thing you can put on your skin. With Nivea aftershave balm for sensitive skin, that's another good one. Get that quite cheaply from Boots. That's it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. And well, I hope to see you again sometime in the future. Maybe talk about the upgrade from the early days of shaving. Show you what I'm using now, and talk about different brushes, different razors, blades, etc. So hope you found this helpful. It's by no means a tutorial, it's just basically a recording of my early days, a replication of my first proper wet shave. So you crack on, have a good shave, and hopefully I'll see you pretty soon down the future. So I'm just going to chuck this video out there to YouTube now, see how it goes. Okay, thank you.